This is November the 11th, and LP has been putting up an umbrella in the greenhouse to block some of the lights because they're so strong that he put up, and it's so bright. And Spike seemed really stressed out at first. But he's getting acclimated, and little by little, we might not have to use the umbrella. He was just heaving, his sides were heaving because he didn't like the lights, is what we figure. So he seems okay this morning. I'm going to mist him very lightly. Well, there's Spike, and I'll tell you, he's not eating and he's not drinking on his own that I can see. I don't know how he's still kicking. He just stays in this flower pot. He just hangs out, stays in this flower pot. So I've been misting him because he don't go over toward the water or anything. And the only thing that he has eaten, I give him a giant mealworm, and I gave him yesterday 2 waxworms. So I'm going to give him something to eat again, but I'm not doing it that often. I don't want him dependent on me feeding him, but I don't want him to starve to death. Well, I misted Spike, and I gave him a giant mealworm, and I put a waxworm in there, but he hasn't eaten the waxworm yet. There's little Spike back in the back of the same flower pot. So LP has got the umbrella up for Spike because of the lights. They're very bright. But anyhow, yesterday I thought Spike was dead. He just was, there was no movement. I couldn't see him breathing. And then later on in the day, he opened his eyes a little bit. And then today, he's moved back from he moved back there. He was right here in the front. And that's where he's been day after day after day. So I figure he moved back in the back there because I think he's probably feeling a little bit of warmth from that wood. And the reason for him possibly feeling some warmth is because over here, I took one of Sparky's dome fixtures, and I have an emitter in it. It's a 60 watt, and I have it over one of these spider plants, or a couple spider plants I planted in there, and I put the Eco Earth and potting soil in here. It's loose, and then I put moist sphagnum moss on top. But so far he has not tried that. But it is warm. It's just nice, comfortably warm from that 60 watt emitter. Today is Thanksgiving, November 25th, 2021, and Spike is still in the same spot that he was in for the last 3 days, I guess, somewhere around there. And I thought he had died a few days ago. He had been sitting here in the front, and I didn't see any movement, I didn't see any breath. Now I can see that underneath his neck is moving. But there was no movement. I just really thought he was dead. But I went ahead and misted him anyway. And so then finally he moved back toward the back. So I was trying to make him like a little hide area here on the window, like in the window box. So it's got the soft soil in there, and it has got moist sphagnum moss, and then there's like just some slab wood laying on top of there, right behind where he's at. LP pruned the lilac bush, And I thought maybe at some point this Spike might want to hop up on a little tree of some sort. So this is going to suffice for his tree, and it's just tied there, and it's in a bucket of water. And LP said it might come back to life. It's got a little bit of greenery on it right now, and it's got some buds. That'd be something if that actually started to do something. Merry Christmas from Spike, the little tree frog, the gray tree frog that has lived in our greenhouse. Don't know if he come in on his own or come in on one of these hanging baskets. We love you, Spike. Happy New Year, guys, from LP, Bev, Sparky, and Spike. Can you believe it, guys? This lilac bush, these huge stalks that LP cut off and was going to throw on the truck and get rid of, that I salvaged and brought in for Spike, is still alive. It is still alive, guys. Who would think it? Today is February the 5th, and Spike is digging down some in the flower pot. But he's still with us. That's it, guys.